Chosen one, live like a king. Your time has come. You've waited. You've endured. You've survived the storms no one knew you were in. But something sacred is shifting in your life. Something royal is awakening in your spirit. The energy around you is changing, and the universe is aligning all things to bring you into the divine lifestyle that was always yours by birthright. You are no longer a prisoner of your past. You are not bound by the expectations of others. You are not overlooked, forgotten, or cast aside. No, chosen one. Your crown has been preserved. Your throne has been prepared. And now, your time has come to rise, to reign, to live like the royalty you truly are. Before we dive deep into this message, watch this video all the way to the end. There's an energy flowing through these words, a frequency designed to awaken your royalty and lift you into your divine place of power. Type your warmest wishes in the comments and add the number 777 to seal them in universal energy. Let your spirit speak life into your desires. This is the chapter of wishes coming true and energizing the universe with your belief, your faith, and your unstoppable energy. Now breathe in, because the rest of this message is going to speak directly to the king or queen within you. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You've been living beneath your true level, not because you're unworthy, but because the world wasn't ready for what you carry. You were hidden for a divine reason, like a priceless treasure, buried deep beneath the earth, covered in silence until the appointed time. And now that time has arrived. You're not being elevated because of ego or arrogance. You're being elevated because the world needs your leadership, your strength, your light. You are being called into position to live like a king, not for vanity, but for purpose. Every setback you've faced has been a setup for this exact moment. Every betrayal was preparing you to lead with discernment. Every delay was building patience and character. Every lonely night was a sacred initiation into royal living. Because a true king is not made in the spotlight. A true king is forged in silence, through fire, through pressure, through the breaking and rebuilding of the soul. You, chosen one, have passed the tests that no one saw. And now, the reward is arriving. Not just money, not just status, but influence, power, and divine positioning. You were never meant to struggle forever. The struggles were temporary preparation, not your permanent reality. There is a level of life you're about to access that will feel like a dream at first. Doors will open with ease. People will honor you differently. The air around you will shift. And it won't be because you tried to impress anyone. It will be because you finally embraced your identity. When you realize your royalty, everything around you has to align with that truth. Your energy will no longer tolerate chaos. Your time will no longer be wasted on people who can't see your value. You'll walk differently, speak differently, think differently. Because royalty isn't something you fake. It's something you embody. You are now stepping into a life where abundance becomes natural, where luxury flows effortlessly, where you don't chase, it comes to you. Not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. You are moving into a realm where blessings respond to your presence. You won't have to force or beg. Your vibration will draw the wealth, the peace, the comfort, and the power that was always yours. This is not arrogance. This is awakening. The life of a king is not without responsibility, but it comes with rewards beyond imagination. You are being trusted with more now, more resources, more authority, more opportunities, because you've shown the universe you can handle them. You've humbled yourself. You've learned from your pain. And now, that wisdom becomes your crown. The very experiences that tried to break you are the ones that made you unshakable. And in your reign, you will remember who you were in the fire, and that will keep you grounded. Do you feel it? That stirring in your spirit? That pull in your chest? That's not anxiety. That's the energy of your throne calling you home. You're not lost. You're being summoned. Life is about to look completely different for you. New environments, new circles, new elevation. You'll begin to notice how certain people can no longer speak into your life because they are not qualified to advise a king. You'll begin to see how certain situations no longer fit you, not because you're better than anyone, but because your frequency has changed. You're vibrating on a higher level, and that will automatically remove what is not royal. Chosen one, the universe is positioning you for an unprecedented rise, one that cannot be blocked or delayed. You've outgrown smallness. You've outgrown survival mode. You're not here to just make it through life. You're here to lead, to thrive, to influence. You've been through too much to settle for less. Now is your time to build an empire, not just in the physical world, but in your spirit. Your soul knows what it's like to live in royalty, and it's been waiting for you to catch up to that memory. No more waiting for validation. No more shrinking yourself to fit in. No more dimming your light so others can feel comfortable. Kings don't do that. Kings walk in truth, in purpose, in divine authority. You don't need permission to be great. You've already been chosen, and that means everything is working in your favor now. The blessings, the people, the money, the support. It's all lining up, not because you begged, but because you believed. This is a sacred season of restoration. Everything that was taken from you is being returned with interest. Time lost, opportunities missed, love abandoned, finances depleted. All of it is returning, multiplied, elevated, blessed. You are walking into a supernatural overflow, and as you receive it, your posture will remain royal. You won't chase, you won't prove, you'll simply embody. Because royalty doesn't need to announce itself. Royalty just walks in and everything changes. With God's blessings, you are invited to bless this message by giving a divine gift of $20 or more through the Super Thanks button on YouTube. Together, let's spread faith, hope, and love, bringing light not just into your own life, but also to those who need it most. Your generosity becomes a seed of inspiration and healing for countless souls. There is no limit now. You are not limited by your past, by your environment, by your upbringing, by your failures. The universe has decided, this one, this soul, will live like a king. This one will rise. This one will show others what it means to live with honor, power, and grace. You are not here by accident. You've been preserved for this very moment. Everything in your spirit, in your body, in your future, is aligning with this declaration. It's your time to rise, your time to receive, your time to reign. No more fear, no more hesitation. It's time to take your place, to claim your throne, to walk with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are backed by the universe itself. When you speak now, things will move. When you act, miracles will happen. When you dream, heaven will respond. Because you are no longer in training. You are in activation. Chosen one, live like a king. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now let your posture shift. Let your mind expand. Let your environment reflect your new standard. Stop lowering your energy to fit into spaces you've outgrown. It's time to create your kingdom, to build your world with purpose, to walk in a room and shift the atmosphere, not by force, but by presence. You are about to be seen, celebrated, elevated. But remember, this elevation is sacred. It's not just for you. It's for those you will bless, those you will inspire, those who will rise because you dared to believe. Your story, your scars, your journey, they all become part of your royal testimony. You don't need a title to be powerful. You don't need a throne to be royal. The power has always been in you. Now, it's just time to live like it. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are right on schedule. Everything you've been through was preparation. Every delay was divine. Every moment of silence was sacred alignment. And now, you are stepping into your kingdom era. You're walking into your divine palace. The gates are open. The crown is ready. The celebration has begun. And all of heaven is watching, cheering, blessing. Because one of the chosen has remembered who they are. Live like a king, chosen one. Your rise is not just about wealth. It's about identity. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. It's about peeling back every false belief, every limiting story, every distorted reflection that convinced you that you were ordinary. Because the truth is, you were never ordinary. You were always royal. You were always chosen. And now, the veil has lifted. The fog is clearing. You're starting to see yourself as you truly are. Powerful, respected, elevated, essential. The world may not understand the shift they're about to witness. Some will be confused by your glow. Others will resist your transformation. But that's not your burden to carry. A king doesn't explain the palace to those who choose to live in the shadows. A king doesn't wait for permission to rise. A king simply rises. And that's exactly what you're doing now. With grace, with courage, with undeniable strength. This moment, this divine unfolding of your life, is what everything has been building toward. You were never meant to stay in survival mode. That was just a season. Now you're entering the season of divine dominion. You will move through life with authority, not forced, but felt. You'll command rooms with your silence, shift atmospheres with your energy, and draw blessings to you through your inner alignment. You are no longer begging the world to see your worth. You are standing in it. And as you do, the universe responds. The ones who once ignored you will now seek your wisdom. The environments that once drained you will now feel too small. The problems that once overwhelmed you will now seem laughably beneath you. This isn't ego. This is ascension. This is what happens when the chosen one steps into their appointed timeline. You are no longer reacting to life. You are now orchestrating it with intention, with precision, with royal vision. Start to look at your life like a kingdom. What are you building? Who are you allowing into your court? What are you tolerating that no longer serves the realm of your highest self? This is the level of discernment required to live like royalty. You must protect your peace as fiercely as a king protects the throne. You must speak life into your surroundings, structure your days with wisdom, and lead your life with divine clarity. This isn't just about financial elevation, though that's coming too, in amounts that will shock you. This is about total life elevation. Spirit, soul, body, relationships, purpose. You are being crowned with clarity. You are being robed in favor, and nothing can stop this shift. You've entered a timeline where divine momentum carries you, where you no longer have to hustle like before, where effort becomes aligned with ease, where abundance isn't a far-off dream, it's your daily reality. You've learned the lessons, you've walked through the fire, you've carried the weight in silence, and now you're being rewarded openly. This is a season of public honor after private pain. The very people who dismissed you will have no choice but to witness your elevation. And again, It's not for revenge. It's not for show. It's simply the result of divine law. When a chosen one remembers who they are, everything around them must align to match. You were never forgotten. You were being refined, and that refinement created something unstoppable in you. You're not the same person who started the journey. You've evolved. You've upgraded. You've tapped into something most never reach, your divine code, your soul's royalty. And now that it's unlocked, nothing can take it from you. You could lose everything and still rise again, because your power was never external. Your power was in your being, in your frequency, in your alignment. Start to move like everything is already yours, not out of delusion, but out of truth, because in the realm of spirit, it is already yours. The wealth, the peace, the love, the resources, the platforms, the favor. It's all circling you now, looking for a landing place. And that place is your belief. That place is your vibration. That place is your unapologetic embrace of the king you are. Stop explaining your light to people who've chosen to live in the dark. Stop apologizing for the blessings that are arriving in your life. You paid a price most people don't know about. You cried tears in silence. You kept going when you had every reason to quit. You didn't fold, even when it felt like everything around you was crashing down. And that strength, that resilience, that inner knowing is the proof of your royalty. When you walk into rooms now, know that you belong. Not because you forced your way in, but because the doors were always yours. When you receive abundance now, know that you deserve it. Not because of luck, but because of alignment. And when your name is mentioned in places of power, don't shrink. Don't second-guess. Don't wonder, why me? The real question is, why not you? You've been prepared for this, chosen for this, anointed for this. This is the life you were always meant to live. One of elegance, of clarity, of influence, of joy that isn't temporary, of peace that isn't shaken, of wealth that doesn't just fill your pockets, but your purpose. You will build legacies. You will create from overflow. You will rest in assurance, because the season of proving is over. Now it's time to reign. You will notice now that you don't chase anymore. Not dreams, not people, not opportunities. They find you. Because kings don't run after, they attract. Your energy is magnetic now. You're operating from your higher self, and that draws miracles into your orbit without strain. You're no longer trying to be seen. You're already known in the spirit realm. And that recognition is manifesting in the physical. Everything is different now. Your inner world is elevated, and your outer world must rise to meet it. Watch how things rearrange for your favor. Watch how delays dissolve. Watch how answers arrive without effort. You are living under a divine mandate now. The pressure is off. The path is open. The crown is on. You'll start to crave higher-level conversations, cleaner environments, more intentional connections, because your soul has outgrown the noise. You no longer feed on drama. You feed on destiny. You no longer participate in small talk. You engage in vision. You are now walking with the calm fire of someone who knows their throne is secured. Chosen one, live like a king. Because you are. Because you always were. Because no matter what they said about you, no matter what they took from you, no matter how many times you were told you weren't enough, the universe wrote a different ending. The universe always knew your truth. And now, that truth is breaking through the surface, blazing into your reality, rewriting your story. Every room you enter now will feel different. Every connection will either elevate or exit. Every opportunity will either align or dissolve. Why? Because you've become too royal to entertain chaos. You've become too focused to waste energy. You've become too magnetic to chase. And this is only the beginning. The gates of overflow are opening. The throne is yours. And the kingdom is expanding. Everything is rising to match your inner royalty. No more lack. No more confusion. No more waiting. You are walking in clarity, abundance, and divine power now. And no one can stop what has been ordained for you. Live like a king, chosen one. Not just today, but every day from this moment forward. Because your time has come. Chosen one, you've crossed a threshold. You've stepped into a new realm of existence where your life no longer looks like survival. It looks like leadership. And this isn't something you've fabricated. It's something you've grown into. You earned this through every moment you didn't give up, every time you kept walking with no map, and every time you stood tall, even with the weight of the world on your shoulders. That energy, that strength, that fire, that's what royalty is built on. Living like a king starts from within. It's not about the external first. It's about the internal shift that says, I will no longer think small. It's the quiet declaration in your soul that says, I'm no longer going to accept the bare minimum. This shift doesn't need an audience. It begins when you stop shrinking yourself for environments that couldn't handle your power. It begins when you stop asking for what is already yours and instead claim it with certainty. You don't need to announce your royalty to the world. You become it in how you speak, in how you carry yourself, in how you respond to chaos with calm, in how you handle uncertainty with unshakable vision. That's what true kings do. They create stability in unstable times. They bring light into confusion. They don't react. They lead.